Hi there guys, what's going on? Welcome to this video. Today I wanted to talk about not underestimating what you can do. So I know this sounds a bit like these classic Instagram sentences, but I really don't want to make it look like that or sound like that. And so we're actually going to talk about something interesting and not something flashy, revolutionary. It's just real talk really. So when I started the gym, I was super motivated. I love bodybuilding. I've loved it since I was like 10 years old, looking at bodybuilding and stuff. And I was waiting to be 14 or 15 years old to start as soon as possible because people were telling me you have to wait until this time. Well, actually, people were telling me you have to wait until 17 or 18. And I was like, at 15, I was like, fuck that. I'm just gonna do my thing at 15 years old. But basically, I really loved bodybuilding and I was super motivated when I started. And so I wanted to do more all the time, or at least as much as I could do at the time, meaning that if I wasn't really tired, then I would obviously, keep gymming. And I used to be on the forums, when I started lifting, which was a great forum, no problem. Great people with great advice, but we could feel this vibe of like the naturals who believe there is a limit or like that think they know better than others. So like they will have not really experienced themselves to actually tell you that, that they're sure that what they're saying is right or wrong. Basically, they haven't experienced it, so they've read it. They've read common sense and basically they repeat it onto you, which kind of sucks because it doesn't mean that it's true for everyone. But it's true that at the time I was probably like super motivated more than most of the people, I guess. And so I guess the advice they wanted to give was something which made sense and that they wanted to be nice to me and to actually have me have the best results potentially. So it wasn't something bad coming from them. It was, good intent basically. So basically I went on these forums and I was improving quite a lot when I started the gym and I just wanted to do more. And so I basically wrote a program for myself. It was like 5 days a week or something like that. But that was only after like a year of training, or like maybe 6 days a week program. Like that was very quite intense, but at the end of the day, it was probably like 6 or 7 hours a week of gym. And I put my program to the group, basically to the forum. And, everyone told me basically like, you're gonna get injured like in 2 weeks, or you're going to, there is way too much volume, or there is way too much of these things. And I didn't really understand why they would say this, because once I've done, this program, obviously I never got injured after 2 weeks. And everything was fine. I improved actually much better than, when I was doing less. And this is because I felt that I could do more. So here I'm making this video to say that if you're a beginner and that you really feel like you can do more, like you're actually not tired, despite reading things like saying that you're gonna overtrain if you actually do more, etc., and that you're scared, if you really feel that you actually can do more, that you're like convinced, you're finishing your sessions and you're like, I wish I could have done more. This is probably something that tells you that you can actually do more. When you're really tired and you can't do more, you actually feel it. But if you feel like you can do more, try it at least and see how it goes for like 2 weeks. It's not because you do a bit more for like 2 weeks, taking it from the fact that you actually do too much, that you'll actually end up, dead or like injured. You can try it out and see how it goes. This is probably the best thing that I can tell you, because I don't want to tell you, like these people on the forums, they wanted to be nice to me and have a good intent. And so perhaps they're right for some people. For me, they weren't right because they didn't have all the information, all my lifestyle on the side. I could understand that someone who works like 12 hours a day on his day job or whatever, the program that I've put out there could sound a bit too much. But for someone who was at school and basically besides school had nothing else to do than gymming, that could eat as much as he wanted, then obviously these are the factors that they didn't take into account. So you have to really know yourself, obviously, know what you can do and your life as a whole. And if you feel like you can actually do more, don't limit yourself to what the standards basically are saying. And God knows how many standards there are in this industry that are like bullshit, fake standards basically, that will tell you that you can't do this or that, whether it's scientific reviews or body influencers. But basically, you can really, if you feel like it, you can push further. And my best advice, because I don't want to tell you do more if actually for you it's not the right thing, what you can do if you're not sure is to test it out. Test it out and see how it goes. If you feel like you can train more, actually do train more intelligently still. You don't want to do like volume on stupid stuff. I've made videos where I talk about quality and quantity and how, quality is still important to start with. And you want to basically do more on something that is good rather than do more on something that is bad. Of course, you could be injured if you do something completely stupid. What you want to do instead is try obviously to have the good quality, the good programming. And then with these basics that you understand well and you having basically a good understanding of training, if you feel like you can do more on that, then do it. Try for 2 weeks. And if you feel good and you actually feel better because you're starting to improve, the results are faster, and simply that you don't feel more tired and you actually feel okay, then carry on. And, if you try it out for 2 weeks and, instead you feel more tired and maybe you're doing a bit too much, then reduce it back to what you were, or just reduce it a little bit because your program was maybe too much, and it's just a matter of reducing it a little bit, not to prior, but a little bit, and maybe it will be fine. So that's really what I want to say. When I used to go on these forums, and the day I've put all this basically very enthusiastic program, it's like some people had good intent, but some people were almost nasty, kind of like, well, you're gonna get injured in 2 weeks, what, like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, I knew deep inside me, like, I think I can do more. What am I even asking these people? But, I felt like they were still the mentors, basically, and the people I had to listen to. But still, I didn't listen to them because at some point, like, if you listen to all these standards, things that you see on the internet, and if you're actually convinced that you can do more, like, you're not gonna listen to someone who doesn't even know who the fuck you are. So that's my advice to you guys today. If you're like a beginner or simply someone that feels like you can do more, but you're scared because you see all the time these things on the internet that say, you shouldn't train more than 1 hour or whatever, blah, 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 then do more. It's fine, try it out. Don't be scared to overtrain, like they all say. Overtraining doesn't really exist. You will, when you overtrain, you basically can't really train. If you're going to overtrain, you're not really gonna be able to train. It's just too much. You're gonna slow it down by yourself. There's certain periods, I guess, in your life where you can actually really pull the trigger and like really train a lot despite being tired because you work on the side, etc. But at some point, you will still get back to reality, kind of thing. And so overtraining can only last for a certain period of time. Like, no one wants to train too much to have no results, like, that, if that makes sense. Like, people want to train just the right amount at their level to improve. So don't be scared to overtrain and level up if you feel like you can do it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this little improvised video, and if you did so, feel free to like, share and subscribe. Any questions, obviously, as always, go in the comments and I will answer you. I will see you later for a new video, guys. Take care of yourself.